And we live.
What it do, everybody? It's April 23rd, 2025, and it's time for the Mikey Justice Hour. Tonight, we're going to revisit the life of Pope Francis. We're going to see Ukraine's response to President Trump saying that they shouldn't have got in a war with old Russia. And we're going to check out what the people over at old Denny's been up to. It's the Mikey Justice Hour, and it starts now.
Another high school shooting yesterday, this one in Florida.
I'm in sixth grade, and it can be scary
There have been about
sometimes.
380 school shootings.
I appreciate you talking to our community about this.
Now's the time. Get ready for
The People's Podcast.
the Mikey Justice Show. Y'all ready?
I'm ready. You don't want to miss it.
There was a man that went by Mike. You like night shows. And so many people wouldn't be mad. They have to be good. And what the youth is avoid because they've been misled.
Today I am announcing charges against the shooter's parents.
I had a sixth grader come. This is what she said.
And I really agree with your point of view.
The Mikey Justice Show starts now.
All right.
What it do, everybody? We are live. The Mikey Justice Hour. I'm your man, Mikey Justice. And to the left, on the ones and twos, as always, is my main man, Phil. What it do, my brother?
Ain't nothing. What's up, everybody? How we doing?
Man, chilling like a villain, my brother.
I'm with it.
Easter passed since we last did our last show.
Yeah.
And it was also 420. So I know somebody, regardless of what you celebrated, why, and all that, you probably had a good time.
Yeah.
So did you do anything extra special on any of those days? I know one thing you did not do.
Right.
You probably celebrated more of the Easter portion of your holiday.
Yes, sir. They had a nice church service. Ran a little long. But it was a nice service.
Yes, sir. Did you guys have anything like a special dinner or anything? Just ran over, huh? Just old Easter service, huh?
Yeah, it was
Had a
Easter
little bit more to
service
say
and,
than any other day. Huh?
Yeah, the pastor was feeling like not going through the motions,
Yes, sir.
trying to make sure that the people got something they could hold on to.
Yes, sir. Well, that's a good thing, man.
Yeah.
Ain't too much been going on. I worked that day. Holiday. Was kind of busy. Wasn't too much more going on. What you think about this old weather around here lately?
Man, up and down, severe, and I guess it's around that time.
Well, I think we've been blessed because when I looked at the forecast, like other than just maybe one day, they show like rain. It was supposed to rain like every day, and it ain't really did too much of nothing. If it have, it ain't really hit us too bad.
Yeah, it's rained a little bit, but it ain't not every day like they say.
With that being said, man, I like to say what's up to everybody that's out there watching, man. Y'all know what we do. We just give y'all an hour, just something to do, something to talk about. Anything worth talking about, we try to talk about it.
Yes,
Not be too scared or taboo. That's the word. I be trying to get that vocab right, man.
Right.
But yeah, shout out to my loyal followers, my people that are over there at Classical Junior Academy, my people over at Sumner High School, the Bulldogs, and my people over at Marjorie Stoneman High School, past and present.
Yes, sir.
I hope we got good sound tonight, man. We've been having a little trouble with the sound the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what that's about.
I done put the backup on. So if we do have problems with the sound, then we're going to just drop it again with the correct sound.
Well, I called Spectrum and I made a payment. They get real funny. I hate to put my people on blast like that. You hear me?
Right.
But I was just hoping my sound be good for y'all tonight. I was trying to get my Brent Solomon, my radio voice down and make sure that I had it down. It was picking up so crisp. Every breath, every time I breathed, I sounded like Biggie Smalls. I was going to get my Sweat Hotel voice on for him tonight, bro.
Oh, hey,
The
man.
Key Sweat, you know. Hey man, dude used to kill me. Hey, look, it ain't nobody got no. Who is the king of the nighttime radio now? Who is holding it down?
I don't know.
Who got the freaky voice for the ladies right about
You
now?
got me.
Nobody.
It's been so long since I listened to like regular radio, man. I
Because
don't know.
Al B. Sure had this little thing going on. Then he got sick and he kind of fell off.
Yep.
Then the Sweat Hotel was popping off.
Whoop.
Then all of a sudden, that kind of fell off when my man started dropping records again. Sounded like his teeth was about to fall out.
Yeah.
You heard that last little cut, lay you down or whatever. Your deepest thoughts. Boy, you heard all dentures all in that mug, boy. He had crispy
I
sound.
want to taste your Natalie.
Hey, my man used to kill me, boy, because he would have the same energy no matter who called. He always had to be in the Sweat Hotel and be sexy.
Yeah,
Like he didn't like they didn't screen his calls or something, man. Like he didn't know when to bring it down. You hear me?
Yeah.
He'd start off yeah, how you doing, Danielle, baby? Hey, you live in the Sweat Hotel. Hey, how you feeling out there, mama? Oh yeah, I'm glad you groove with me. All right. Thank you for calling. Appreciate the love, baby. Next caller calling. Yeah, who I'm on the line with? You live in the Sweat Hotel.
Hey, what's up, brother? This is Jerome.
Hey, what's up, Jerome, brother? Hey, yeah, man. But yeah, hey, how you doing, man? Hey, everything good, cool with you and your girl, man? Hey, look, hey, brother. Hey, but yeah, you always had to be sexy, bro. Sexy at the wrong time.
Man.
Sexy like an MF. Everything like an MF. And we're gonna get back into that in a minute. What's the first thing we want to do, man? What's been going on around here?
Let's see what's been going on.
Oh, you probably know better than me. See what you got for him.
Yeah.
Always slacking your neck. Yeah. Y'all know what that means. When you hear that, we gonna do what's going on around here. Yeah. Man, they finally getting it together as far as what they gonna do about the cell phones in the school.
Yeah, I heard that.
What you got? You got one left, right? That's still in school.
Oh yeah,
your children.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy just he getting out this year, right?
He getting out this year.
Sometime in the coming days, right?
Mm-hmm. Less than a month, I say.
Yes, sir. Well, they kind of made a compromise, man. Like the high school, I think they let them have it like during lunch, when they, passing through class, like after each period or something like that. I know the elementary school kids, I think they had to turn them in or have them in a specific spot.
Mm-hmm.
They can get them like at lunch or something, and at the end of the day, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I think it's a smart move. You know what I'm saying? I think to have them on deck just in case they need them. But like I was saying, they should like enable them where you can't ain't no need to be pulling up Facebook and TikTok and all that when you're supposed to be learning. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so if they could keep it down, yeah. If you could come to a happy medium, if it's all about the emergency factor or whatever, make it where it don't do strictly nothing but that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm just glad that they didn't let that just fall by the wayside, if that's what they say.
Right.
I was going down Natural Bridge earlier, over in that Parnell earlier, man, and it was a lot of potholes that were actually filled. I was like, "Oh, is that some of that Carl Spencer?"
Okay, St. Louis is great again.
And then they say that's her area anyway. That was having the trouble. So I don't know if she just doing her job. She got on it or whatever. I said, but I'm gonna try to keep that same energy, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, boy, that was a raggedy little street over there when you turn going towards Florissant.
Yeah,
man, all potholes, but they had every last one of them filled in.
Man, they still got a few boats.
But that's close to that Cass area though, where that big old sinkhole or whatever was in the street. You see that? Yeah. Man, what the hell was that?
Years of neglect.
Hey, man, that sounds like some type of plumbing problem or something. Some type of moisture when it started falling apart like that.
The sidewalk by my house, and it was the same thing. It was a plumbing problem, like the water main or the water valve or whatever had been leaking for about a year, and they finally came up, dug up the street, and put some new pipes in there and fixed the sidewalk and stuff. So yeah,
that's what it do, man. How you been keeping up with them old Cardinals lately?
Not lately, man.
They've been having a little slide lately. Yeah, they came out on fire. Yeah, swept the Twins and stuff that first series. But after that, they've been pretty much losing, man. And
right.
a lot of games had went to extra innings, against like Pittsburgh and a couple other teams. They done had some people had some walk-offs on them. Lindor, Mitts or whatever, he hit the walk-off on them. And yeah, they just, I don't know, but baseball, it's 162 games. So it's plenty of time to turn that thing around. I don't get too sold on the Cardinals early, man, because they just like the Blues. They had them streaks. They go up, they go down. You hear me?
Yeah.
You might hear about them losing 5-7. Then next thing you know, they talking about they on them 8 to 10 game winning. Yeah, so who knows? But lately everybody around here been losing. Battlehawks. Like that 1 week, boy.
CDSC last year,
man, they started that first game though, come out with a bang, put up that 31 points, but then they lost their quarterback for the whole year.
Oh damn.
Yeah, but they did get the guy that's supposed to be their top wide receiver back.
Okay.
But I thought they was gonna be all right, man, because they got a hell of a buzz, and I just thought that they would finally get and then I think the championship game is supposed to be here or something like that this year, or coming up or something.
I think it was here last year.
Oh, last year. Yeah. But I know they were talking about bringing it back or something I heard. But yeah, but I just thought that with all the buzz and all that around the Battlehawks that they would be able to get good players because, it seemed like they got such a fan base with St. Louis. Like, St. Louis is major on Battlehawks football. So
yeah.
I thought they would be able to, generate enough revenue where they could probably go out and get a halfway decent player. But who knows? But anyway, man, on to the business. Big story this week is the passing of Pope Francis.
Yeah.
Man, what is, and you could Google it if you want, man. What is the modern day definition of the Pope? Like, what's his purpose? What's his job? What's his position? You hear me?
That's a great
because like if I had to break it down in simplest form, like the Pope to me would be the closest thing to like Christ in the flesh. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The way and I'm saying like the way that people admire him, look to him, his guidance, his presence, everything that he stands for. He's a very powerful person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What like is there anything that we can get on him, man? I just want to see, what's up with him? What was his actual name before he became the Pope?
I will look that up. But first,
yes, sir.
The Pope leadership involves interpreting and upholding church doctrine, addressing contemporary issues from a Catholic perspective, and promoting unity and charity within the church and broader society.
Okay.
So that's the Pope.
Well, you being a deacon, which we done expressed on this show, what do you have any personal feelings or anything that you want to share as far as like, the passing of the Pope?
Not necessarily about being saddened or anything like that. Because we all men. We are reminded of our fragility and our our I forget what the word is, but we gonna pass away.
Yes, sir.
We temporary.
Yeah.
So, but what you stand for and what you put out and how you express yourself while you're here, that remains. So, to the point that you were saying that he's like a representative of Christ in the flesh. That's what we all should be.
Yes, sir.
That call ourselves disciples of Christ.
Like I was going to ask you, like, do you have any memories or anything of him? I mean, I know that for me, it's just him being so people friendly.
Yeah, that's about it.
I admired the fact that how we used to feel about like going into a gas station, bro, and it'd be glass up there.
Yeah,
like that tripped me out. I never used to trip off that until you said that. Like I would think that it was like a means for the people to feel protected, but you like, nah, you get some security. That just ain't the way it's supposed to be. You hear me?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be able to see the products you get and engage with the people. And if you that afraid, you probably don't want to do,
don't do no business.
And it took me a minute to understand really where you was going with that, man. But that's how I started seeing him, like when he didn't want the glass up there and, in the Pope mobile and his last days going out there on Easter, man. I think that was just, took every bit of strength that was in him to go out there and make that appearance. He knew, like, to me, he almost controlled how he went out. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I like about him. He wasn't scared. He tried to be real. He tried to do what I thought the job and the position of being the Pope really was.
Right.
And I mean, I wouldn't say that nobody else didn't do it, but it wasn't the same like with him. And
yeah, definitely with the taking down of the shield and all of that, like that was to when they first put the shield up, I understood why they did it, but as you know, at some point you got to be who you are. It's like the whole thing with the hospital shutting down during COVID. Yeah, I understand why, but you a hospital. So if sick people can't go to a hospital, cancel Christmas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how I felt about the Pope with the glass thing. If the Pope can't be a man of the people, what we here for?
Yeah, and that's definitely what he tried to do, and make people believe, like how we say, a president for all people, man.
Yeah,
that he's one of the only people that I got that type of feeling that he was honestly for the people. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want to just put that jacket on. People so quick to give everybody that title and all that. We live in that time where everybody's the greatest and they the best and all that, and nobody ever did it. And here's the goat and all this old bull crap, man. But I was like, we always think about people that's in the present. He just recently passed, so he's the right now. But as far as my lifetime, and I only lived through a few popes, man. But his just the way people spoke of him.
Right.
And I definitely remember like the interview with Nora O'Donnell. That was just so big for us in modern day time and big for her. I was just really glad to see her, a woman, get that type of interview. You hear me?
Yeah.
Because the Pope is not an easy person to get an interview with. You hear me?
Yeah,
I remember a couple of, when we first got this thing started, he was one of the people that when I was like, I was going to, as far as like trying to bring people together, one of the people that I was like, I'm going to try to tweet him, reach out to him or something, because they were saying he had like a social media handle or something. I was going to try to slide in my man DM, holler at the Pope, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hey, man, because everybody quick to talk about, being real down-to-earth Christians and Americans and all that. So I was like, hey, well, we'll see.
Right.
if the Pope call it, we'll see who the real Trump is. Okay, I come get the closest thing to Jesus up in here.
Right.
Orange Jesus. Wow, look at my African American.
Oh, look at him.
So what was my man's name?
His real name was Jorge Mario Bergoglio.
So he was Italian, maybe?
Yeah, you got me.
I don't know. That sounds pretty Italian. Mario brother.
It sounds maybe Italian to me. But I could be wrong.
Because I know that the name that they take on when they become the Pope has something to do with like their purpose or the work that they plan on doing or something, right?
Yeah.
Because we had who we have in our lifetime, man. I remember John Paul II.
Yeah.
I remember Benedict. Is that it? Was it his name?
Yep. Them the only ones I remember.
and this guy, huh?
Yep.
And I know did Benedict pass too?
Yeah. I think the Pope before him, which was John Paul, right? John Paul before him?
I don't know. Look it up, man. See if we missing a Pope. So when it come down to those type of names and how they go, maybe
it was Benedict.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to figure out why did he choose that name? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I guess I was like, when it come down to religious stuff or whatever, biblical or however you say it, Benedict means something different. Because we come up with you Benedict on. I know egg Benedict. Why would you? And then he was the 16th, right?
The 16th Pope.
No, wasn't that on his? You know how they have that Benedict some. You know how they have John Paul II.
Yeah, Benedict the 16th.
Benedict the 16th. And where does the number come from?
I guess it was 15 other popes named Pope Benedict.
I don't know. Well, you can check and see why.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Rest in peace, man. Wow. Just amazing guy, man. Glad to see that, you know, you know what I say. If you ain't in it for the cause, you know, if you're gonna play the part, at least act like you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For the people, don't just come out and just strong on people and just blatantly let people know, oh yeah, I'm about to screw you over.
Yeah, say 15 other Catholic priests.
Wow. So
And by the way, the bonus is Benedictus means blessed in Latin. So, yeah, the blessed Pope.
okay,
Blessed Pope.
that's what's all right. Well, we learned something today. See what we got on the agenda, man.
That's a great idea, my brother.
Yes, sir. Before we start getting off into these videos, I think this first one we got is Luke Beasley.
Yeah.
You know, that's a guy I like to follow. I mention him in old Tennessee Brando all the time. You know who I haven't been seeing lately, man? I ain't been seeing no videos for Stella Maggs.
Yeah.
What they do, shut her down. You know, she was strong out there.
Yeah.
She was the light-skinned Jasmine Crockett. Did you happen to see her the other night on Jimmy Kimmel?
Jasmine Crockett?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
You know, her Jimmy Kimmel was clowning, man. They was talking about you know, Trump, because they asked her, have she ever met Trump, and she said, nah, she never met him. But you know, they was like, well, he know who you are because he has mentioned you and all that. And he's like, oh, that little savior, Crockett, who is she? You know who I'm talking about, Crockett. And he was just putting extra stank every time.
Crockett.
He said, if that's who you're putting all your money on, your hopes, think again. She doesn't have anything coming. He was saying he was just talking big stuff. You hear me? I was waiting on my boy to, you know, like Crockett and Tubbs, you know,
right.
Miami. Wasn't that a TV show? And everybody say I'm TV. She's TV. Crockett. Your name is Crockett. I didn't know she's black.
Crockett, huh? The guy got rid of the white Crockett, gave you a black Crockett.
Oh, look at my African American over there.
Look at
her. I said, man, they don't like her, you know.
Look at my African American over here. Look at him.
Oh, what did they say, man? Something that she was talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene was trying to get off, man. I was telling my people, I said, I couldn't even focus on it. I said, I was just blown away when they were talking about them defunding Sesame Street and all that. Wow. Marjorie Taylor Greene and and it was somebody else, man. Dang, they'll be up there. Elon Musk. They supposed to be in
Sesame Street.
Yeah, talking about PBS and all this stuff. You hear me? And you know, comedian Godfrey, he was going in on him. He was like, man, you don't F with Sesame Street, man. Like, dude, they done educated so many people, done did this and did that. Like, oh, y'all, we done let y'all slide with a whole bunch of stuff. Right. Like, nah, bro, you ain't finna mess with Sesame Street.
Yeah, we can't let that ride.
Yeah, so yeah, man, this is Luke Beasley, though, man. Boy. Dude be so aggravated, man. But I love the way the professionalism that he tries to do his podcast. He be trying to just spit that real and tell people, man, what's up, and just open your eyes and everything. They kill me now, man, because every time Trump speak, he be like, oh, they think they're gonna take us down and they're gonna defeat us or whatever. And I'll keep on trying to figure out what the us is. You hear me?
Right.
Like, is he referring to, like, you know, because they talking about is white supremacy. They ain't even trying to hide it. You hear me? That's what the people who got the followers that speak on it are saying, like, it's dictatorship, is white supremacy. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to see, is he saying like just the Republican agenda point of view is just what it is and Democrat don't matter no more? Because they've been very silent, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, did they punk them, make them take their ball and go home? I don't know what it is, but
yeah, what happened? Somebody tell us something.
Because I'm trying to figure it out. Because when it come down to it and everything go down, I'm trying to just see if we chose up wrong. Did we miss something? Is it something that we doing? Because they thinking that you know, you got people that thinking if it do go down, it's white versus black. You got people that think it's Republican versus Democrat. You hear me? You still don't even know what side to, you know.
who is who and how you gonna figure out who is who.
Man, I just don't get it, man. And people like him in Tennessee Brando, they just speak on it all the time. They like, man, there's just no way that you guys listened to what they said. I was like, no, they really didn't. As long as they felt like whatever that happened wouldn't put them in the worst situation.
Right.
You hear me?
Yeah.
If it sounded like we was gonna get to push the easy button and you expressed that you hate ninjas a little bit, then then they roll with, man, I don't know, bro. They be like, man, ain't no way that y'all heard what this dude was saying. I was like, damn, bro. Are we really that racist?
That kills me, man, because it's like I think we are as a country, because it don't matter how much it hurts you, you gonna still go down and vote for something that hurts anybody. You know what I'm saying? Just because it hurts a certain people that you don't like.
Golly, man, I'm talking about, dude. Remember, I was telling you the guy that was all online, that was just going off on people and calling them all out the names and all of that. And I was like, man, what is all of that about, bro? And he was like, man, I done already been banned 250 sometimes. Remember, I told you, he had been banned 250 sometimes. He said, but now that Trump done took away, the speech thing and the fact check, and he was like, now he don't even care about it no more. He's like, now that Trump in the office and doing this and blah blah blah, and I can say whatever. I was like, man, do y'all see the BS that they pulling off, man, right in front of people's face, Oh, and he can't do this because the Constitution don't say that, and man, it don't allow.
It ain't stopping them now.
Nah, bro.
That's another thing.
It don't matter. None of that don't matter.
Not to go too far off, man, but.
No, like, go off. go far off.
Like that. I get tired of hearing people saying what he doing and how it's making them feel and all of that, but you're not doing nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? No,
they ain't doing nothing about it, man. That's one of the things that if we had time, man. But since you brought it up, bro, I just wanted to just, man, bro, you don't even understand what I'm going through. I was just so glad when me and you had that conversation the other day off the cuff, and we haven't had that kind of talk in a long time. We do this show, but like I tell people, we don't get as much time to just interact, brainstorm, and go over stuff like we really want to. You hear me? A lot of time during the week, I'm writing up material, whatever show or whatever we trying to do, and by the time I catch up with him, he's trying to line it all up, get it all together, make sure it runs as smooth as possible. It don't be a whole lot of time for it. You hear me?
Yeah.
But just you just understanding, man, just the passion that be in me, man, and where I want to go with the show sometimes is a blessing. You hear me?
Yeah.
Because I be really wanting to go there all the time, but I be wanting to keep it in the pocket, make it easy breezy, just regular conversation and what my idea of what a podcast really should be. You hear me? Yeah. Just everyday conversation. You hear me? And not being so scared to talk about stuff like we say, like it's so taboo, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to spend all my time talking about politics and all that either, man. You hear me? I much rather us be clowning, having fun, giving people something to laugh about, and really entertaining them, which they know that we have the ability to do because we've done it before. But we can't sit idly by. That's what's been happening all of this time. You hear me?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I don't know how I want to say it, but I want to say it. And I'm like, it applied to who it applied to, and if it don't, then it don't. But we got to get out of our feelings about every little thing and start getting real out here about things, man. You hear me? I was like, it was a whole bunch of people, and y'all know who y'all are that sat back and I'm not talking about the people that had, opinions about the voting and all that stuff, because everybody is entitled to their opinion. But I'm talking about the people who sat there and tried to convince, not me, because you couldn't convince me. I got out and voted. Right. I don't care about none of that. But all the people that were around you, the nut riders, the people that jump right on the bandwagon, that don't understand that the whole LeBron and MJ is orchestrated beef that's designed to promote that type of hate and all that old bull crap. But that's something else. I'm talking about the people that sat back and, the vote don't count, and since they feel like everything is just designed for the white person, it's not going to affect us or this and that. No, just because you don't think you have a say-so or play no part in it, don't mean that it's not going to affect you.
Yeah, it affects you.
And you got people around you that is going to affect, people that are in the military, but who cares about those people? They got killed on January the 6th, but that was fake news. Dude's still out here, man, releasing government secrets and all that stuff. You hear me? And if it ain't no repercussions or nothing to that, come on, man. I'm not the sharpest pencil in the box, but I'm not stupid either. It gotta be some repercussions, and if you steady letting them do it, it must be some type of something underhanded with it. Or some extra BS, y'all doing that for a reason. Come on, y'all ain't that stupid.
No impeachment, no recall. I ain't heard nothing. So the country must love them.
And that was the video that we was missing. That we was supposed to show with Tennessee Brando. We was gonna show one just him, just proving by some of the statements that some of these people are making how unqualified they are to have these positions.
Yeah, Robert F. Kennedy. Yeah.
And a few others, man. Like we say, Pete Hegseth and all that, just straight trash, man. But yeah, I'm so disappointed in the people that was too lazy because they didn't want to get out. I'm like, now they let us around here, they let you vote at any school or any place, as long as you got a real ID or whatever they call it, now you can vote anywhere. So all that excuse about the lines or you ain't comfortable with going here and them making you stay in your zone in your district, all that stuff is over with.
Right.
If you want to do it, you can do it. There's plenty of places.
Yeah.
The bus get off in front of a school, you can take an Uber, this and that, man. Like I said, I walk. I wasn't finna make no excuse, bro. You hear me?
Yeah.
You got time to do everything you want to. You smoke real good on 420. But you can't stand in the line for 15 minutes. It's cool.
Right.
But yeah, man, shame on everybody that tried to make it like it didn't matter or this and that. Like I said, man, I don't know. If you got enough time to figure out that it does not matter, then put some of that time into figuring out what's the solution. What can we do? Because the vote don't matter. And then we know that we ain't gonna stick together, so we ain't got no military or no gang out here that's strong enough to try to fight nobody. Basically, what this video gonna be about in a minute. But what is the solution? Everybody know what we should be doing, but what should we be doing? Right. What's the answer to that? Don't even try to give yourself a fighting chance because the vote and everything don't matter. Well, what does matter? What can we do, man? Yeah. You lay down and you be puppets. You hear me?
It seems like that's what they saying.
Man, where the hell are all these people at, man? Where are all these people at? Like I said, we done talked about it on several shows, man. All these people that's talking about, oh, if I was living during them times, they like, ain't no way I could have been a slave and blah, 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 and had master beating all on me and this and that and out there picking no cotton because I would have did this and did that. The Draco wasn't so accessible back then. Everybody wasn't packing that thing or putting that hot up in nobody. You had to really deal with some things sometimes. Knuckle up and get your hands dirty. So I don't know. I don't want to hear all of that, You put here when you put here. You living now. So what are you doing? Absolutely nothing. Sure. Oh, if I was living during them times, I wouldn't do nothing, man. Me and my mans be talking off the cut. We like, man, these ninjas is bull crapping. You hear me? Y'all be straight up picking all cotton. You'll be picking all cotton. You'll be a straight field ninja. You'll be, man, master be breaking your back.
And then
you'll be falling right in line.
That you thought they wasn't picking enough cotton.
Right. You say you'll do exactly what you do at Burger King. Right. Get mad when you got to drop 2 more nuggets than old Clarence over there. He get paid
to go out the field, and I can't go.
Man,
you see how many bathroom breaks he done took,
bro. That's what got me going on the food truck and all of that, man. I got so tired of clocking in and seeing people complaining and making work more than what it is. You hear me? And then especially we doing catering and line cooking and all of that, man. Yeah. I try to tell people, I said, have this mentality when you start getting in your feelings and getting all mad and all that. I said, your whole workload is right in front of you. It ain't like one of them jobs that you go to when you go to a temp service, a factory or something. You hear me? You standing there looking like a deer in the headlights because you don't know what the hell you're supposed to be doing. You hear me?
Right.
And all you thinking about is trying to get up out of there. So everything feel like pressure. You hear me?
Yeah.
You going super hard. You don't know what to do. You like, man, I ain't never coming back to this.
Right. Today is my last day.
But it ain't really all like that, man. I don't know what people be tripping off of, man, but that's the reason why I quit my job, because I just got tired of hearing people just making work always seem like so much. So I would try to tell them, I would say, just look at it as if you were in jail or something like that. You hear me? And the person told you that after you made 400 pancakes, 30 hamburgers, this and that you was able to go. And you was free. I said, boy, you'd be humping like, every day I'm hustling. Boy, you know how fast a ninja would be making them hamburgers and all that.
Get these up on up out of here.
I'm like, what are you tripping off of? You know your job. It'd be different if you were trying to figure it out. You didn't know what to do. Boss standing over you. You're like, oh man, I got to make up something to do to make it look like I'm busy. But when your whole workload is right in front of you, you hear me? And nobody expecting you to do no more, no less. You hear me?
Right.
Once you fix 5 omelets, this, that, you done. You hear me? So I don't know what all the crying and getting all in your feelings about.
All
you hear
the
me?
crying and then whining.
And it's basically what you said, because they're standing around instead of getting their job done, trying to pay attention to what somebody else doing.
Yeah.
So I could complain about that. You hear me?
Right.
I do this, I do that. Oh man, bro, I did not realize how freaking lazy we are, how lazy the country is.
Yeah.
Just period. You hear me?
And it ain't just because the jobs or the labor is cheaper elsewhere. It's because they doing the work. You know what I'm saying?
I know, man. They just don't get it.
Yeah.
But let's roll some of this Luke Beasley, man. Like I said, I like to show other perspectives. That way they don't think we just all in our feelings and trying to just call it one-sided. You know, we be just try to be fair, man, and be a voice for the people. Roll it.
Progress because of the weakness of his military. Michael McFowle said about this next clip, Zelensky also is not exactly thrilled with the fact that the war started, because Trump said he's not thrilled that it started. Putin started this war all by, I've said it many times recently, don't get numb to it. This is Maloney, and Trump is still repeating these nonsensical and fundamental to the core, the foundation of our international framework that we have facilitated, the set of principles that our allies abide by, and we're supposed to encourage abiding by from all of the countries in the world. And Trump is undermining that with this sort of language.
And I don't hold Zelensky responsible, but I'm not exactly thrilled with the fact that that war started. That was a war that we have never started.
Do you think Zelensky's thrilled? I know Trump suffers. He struggles. It is his great life brutality, using the English language properly and understanding how words connect to the meaning of those words. But what he just said was, I don't think Zelensky's responsible, but I'm not thrilled. The assumption being that Zelensky is, you sick.
If I were president, you'd have millions of people living right now that are dead. You'd have cities that would be open and thriving, and they'd have their beautiful turrets. Those turrets are the most beautiful in the world, but they're not with us any longer. They're smashed to smithereens.
What is this? The death toll isn't in the millions. It is in the hundreds of thousands, and that's absolutely tragic. But number two, why does he do this? This
What was so disturbing about that video, man, it just how easy he but they're dead. People are
right.
People are dead. Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, and dude, hundreds of thousands of people. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Then he basically saying, why would you start a war with somebody that you know that you're not gonna win? Come on, dude was saying, what was they supposed to do when somebody run up on you and start attacking and killing your people?
Right.
Do you supposed to bow down, just lay down, man? What do you do when you put in that situation?
Yeah,
you back somebody up in the corner, they're gonna come. Yeah, I mean, and like they've expressed, that country is more capable than people acknowledge of defending themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they hate that it had to be like that because people are dying and it's ridiculous. But I mean, when you put in that situation, what do you do?
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you have it queued up. Do you have the other part when he was talking about when he was saying that Trump wouldn't call out Putin's name? You steady referencing this dude, because you know the same thing. You're doing exactly what you're telling them that they should have done. Mm-hmm. Just not call his name, not start no war, no fight with nobody that you don't feel like you can win. You hear me?
Right.
Since they can't run up on them, strong arm them, and bully them, then he's kissing a lot of behind and not coming to him with that same energy he do when he speak on other people.
Right. I think I got that queued up here. Let's see.
Let's see if we got that.
Detroit. It's never gonna not get
like who you speaking.
I know it's a war. It didn't happen for 4 years. It was never.
Wait, I think this part. Sorry, I kind of skipped forward.
I'm not happy with him.
Anyone involved? Say his name, you absolute coward. What is? None of the members of the administration. We just think that Zelensky has not worked hard enough for peace, and Zelensky and also other people in the war should also want peace. Just say it, Putin. Just say his name. The guy who started the war and is continuing the war every day. Now, speaking of, what Zelensky is going to be responding to is Witkoff meeting with Putin and what came of that meeting.
Yeah, we back.
I mean, yeah, I feel him, man. Like, come on, man. We know who you talking about. You hear me?
Yeah.
And if you honestly feel like it's wrong, they shouldn't be at war.
Mm-hmm.
You're capable of stopping it, solving it. You have all this great power. How many people have to die before you pull out all your wonderful powers and do all these wonderful things that you keep claiming that you can do?
Yeah, and just go ahead and stop it.
Yeah. All the stuff that the people voted for you for. Because you're such a powerful man. You don't back down. You do all these great deals and everything with people. But from what we see right now, results are not just groceries, but just the way people are continue to be divided.
Mm-hmm.
The price of things still high, still going through the same mess we were going through. You hear me?
Right.
Like my man was saying, is it great yet?
Right.
Just let us know. We're gonna keep on
any day now.
Because I know this should be about the first 100. We're supposed to be so important if it's January the 20th, right?
Yep.
We should be somewhere close or just past that mark or something. Yeah. So
there.
This is that time where you're supposed to stop pointing the fingers and realize that you're on the clock and you're supposed to be making some shape.
Yeah.
So we'll see. What's the next thing we got?
Let's see here, my brother. Well, MAGA and the white supremacists they okay with being racist now.
They are, man. Like I said, I done had several people, stick their chests out and say, what they had a right to do to people and what they had a right to say, and because Trump said this and Trump said that, and that's what a lot of people are really, they're calling it down and saying that's what it is,
Right.
They like that's so hidden racism ain't so hidden no more. Like we say, man, he has made people become very comfortable with displaying their true feelings and showing their true colors, if that's a better way to put it. Like I was saying, man, I have days where I'm downtown when I'm at work, man, when I'm stopping at the gas station and all that, man, and you got people that are just so uncomfortable to even deal with people for 2 seconds. What is holding the door for somebody? How long is that gonna last?
Yeah, that's common courtesy.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I hope in passing within 2 to 3 seconds that too much of my black don't get on you.
Right.
I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, straight up, just wait on a whole nother elevator, bro. I done seen where it's a line 50 to 100 people. Elevator broke, only one working, and people just straight up like you got some boo on you. I was trying to think of the right word because the politically correct words sometimes are a little worse than the actual bad word. You hear me?
So you don't want to say feces.
Well, feces ain't too bad, like the S word and all that. It really ain't that bad. I thought like doo doo and dookie and stuff like that, boo boo, like that. The double up, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Twice. So if you had to say it twice, it got to be worse. Doo doo. boo boo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but we'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, man, but I think that's a lot of what it is, man. I think like they really feel like he got their back, man, and everything that they all this energy and bad rhetoric they putting out here, man. I think they
wrong and he gonna pardon them. And,
I think they feel like they in their mind, bro. They living their best life, I guess. You hear me? Everything is fine. Ain't nothing going wrong. You know, the way the administration, the government, and everything getting ran, guess it's just fine with some people. You hear me?
Yeah, A-OK,
I don't know what the solution is. I don't know what we're gonna do. Yeah, right. Long as you keep on crapping on them every chance you get, and you know, making sure that they ain't over us, or you know, even getting comfortable enough to feel like they over us.
Right.
I don't know. But speaking of races,
yeah,
we got a video, man. You know, we like to follow over Shy Richie too. You know, he is another brother that tries to be fair, call it down the middle. Far as I'm concerned, you know, I ain't never seen no funny with him. Anytime I do see that with anybody, I try my best to disassociate myself with them. You hear me? Because that ain't what it do. We about justice for all. You see it on the sign. And speaking of the sign, bro, I was like, I don't know if anybody had paid attention. You know, we used to pump the PWP all the time.
Yeah.
But I am proud to announce that we finally have the non-for-profit up and running.
Yeah.
So we finna get some stuff really cracking, y'all. And in the coming weeks, I'm gonna be asking for that support to see how much people down and people are willing to ride. If you can, get somebody to hit that button, click, give it a like, give it a share. Y'all, it don't cost no money. We need all the support. That's how we gonna make this thing grow. Y'all gonna help me live out my dream. I'm just getting started, man. When I really get going and ask for the support, bro, we gonna do a lot of stuff. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
We are a community-based organization. That's what they just asked me what my purpose and all that, and that's what I told them. Because I had people that tell me that they would support me, help me to get my truck going, my business and all that, if I was willing to give out meals and everything to the homeless. You hear me? So I said, I'm going to test them. I'm going to see. You hear me?
Yeah.
And when we get going, bro, you know what I say? I'm going to ask for something small like 50 cents or $1. That's like one little thing of stars or something for people that support me. You hear me? And I got 6,000 people that follow me, you know. And I know some of y'all don't keep up with me on a regular basis, but I feel like I'm worth every bit of all the follows that I got because I try to keep it real. I try to keep it fair. You know, we do joke a little bit just to make it light, you know, but ain't nothing racist about us. We're not prejudiced. We, you know, we real. So it is what it is. In the coming weeks, I'll be able to let y'all know what we got going with the non-for-profit, be able to set up a GoFundMe or something like that, and we're going to get this thing rolling. And when we get that money like we supposed to have, we're going to give out meals to the homeless. We're going to pump the show up. We're going to get all the better cameras and all the stuff that y'all complained about. You know, we're going to try to do it. But I hope as of right now is more about the message and seeing people that's trying to be just real, speak on something, be fair. Yeah, I don't know what it is. If y'all got ideas for shows, hopefully my man can get our contact information up there. You know, if y'all want to talk about something in the coming weeks, we'll open the lines back up, put the phone back up there. It just wasn't popping off and nobody wasn't calling. So we just got to the point we just got tired of wasting their time and just decided to do something else with that time.
Yep.
But moving on, before we get up out of here, we're going to go into this video with old Denny's doing what they do, man. Just hard to believe that after all these years, because I remember they had a lot of racial stuff going on with Denny's back in the 90s. You hear me? And I was telling people, I said, they became like McDonald's in St. Louis. Remember, you like everybody that you knew at some point in their life worked at McDonald's.
Right.
That's how it was with Denny's, man. It was like, if you didn't work at Denny's in St. Louis, you weren't talking about nothing.
Right,
you hear me? And, you know, I had people that used to have me roll, and they was like, man, I didn't even know that they hired black people, you know. And I would tell them, you know, all the people that I knew that worked at a Denny's, and I'd be like, man, I think there's some of that guilt tripping or whatever. I was like, they had so much racial stuff on them. It seemed like every black person that walked through the door and tried to get a job at Denny's, they hired them. You hear me? Yeah. So you would think with this being 2025 and years later, man, Denny should have been way past all of that. You hear me? Their reputation for being racist, but here's the receipt. We got them still doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? And they try to be hush-hush about it, you know, but it is what it is. Roll it.
From the Denny story that we broke, and it is quite unbelievable. You remember, Indisputable broke the story of 2 black male truckers who were inside of Denny's. They were refused service. Police were called. They were escorted out. They recorded the entire thing. I now have the 911 call. And when I play that 911 call, you are going to be shocked. Let me remind you of the original reporting first. Here it is.
So, to make the situation more calm, because we do have a lot of people here, it would just be nice if you guys could leave, but we aren't. I can't wait on you guys. I have no idea. I'm not in the situation, but she, just to make it more calm, she said, you guys can kindly leave because we do have a lot of people around, or the police will be on the way, because they are.
Can we talk outside real quick? Yo, record this. Can we talk outside real quick?
911 recording. Here it is.
Hey, Tara. I was hoping to have an officer dispatched to our restaurant. We have a couple guests who are unruly and are refusing to leave.
Okay, what's the address?
5201 North Granite Lane in Sioux Falls.
Okay, is that Denny's?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the phone number you're calling from? Okay. Are they being violent or have any weapons on them?
Not to my knowledge. So I'm the regional manager. I'm actually getting ready to head in there. I'm about 20 minutes out. But the team called me and they said they just very confrontational and argumentative and refused to leave the building and just harassing the team and kind of following them around the restaurant.
Okay. Do you know what they look like? Or how many of them there are?
Just two guys, African-American guys. That's all I really know.
Okay. What is your name?
At the moment, one was... What was that? I'm sorry.
What's your name?
Mike Fletcher.
Okay. And they're both still inside the restaurant?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, we'll have officers stop out. Just give a call back if anything changes.
Will do. All right, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was already disturbing enough because you see how he played it.
Yeah.
He was like they're following them around and all of this.
Yeah.
You'll even see it.
None of that.
Now, when those guys responded, they we just trying to order. They brought it to the waitress' attention that you were taking some other people order. We had been here. We just ready to order and all that. They like the whole time. They never thinking nothing about racism. You hear me?
Yeah.
Like I said. This ain't Denny's first rodeo.
Right.
If it was me and I was up in Denny, as soon as it hit the fan and went down like that, you heard me?
Right.
I know Lucy would have had some explaining to do. Denny's hella racist. But anyway, now, do you got the second part of the video?
No, that's the only part we got. You talking about the one where they was
okay.
Rashad Richie was explaining who that guy was and all
that. Because
that ran a little long, so I didn't put it in there, but
yeah. See, it was another part of that video that I was hoping that we would be able to show. That guy who called the police, you see, for one, where this is where it went wrong with me, that he's explaining to the police about something that's going on and he's not even at the site.
Not even there.
How the hell you know about who's following who, what's going on, who's harassing who in the whole demographic or whatever they call it, and you wasn't even at the site.
Yeah.
So that's the first problem that I had with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rashad Richie goes on to explain that the woman who refused to give them service is married to that guy Mike Fletcher, who's the regional manager. Yeah. So of course he gonna roll with whatever his wife's saying. So when she called and say that the black guys, you hear me?
Yeah.
And then you hear that bothered me too. Oh, what are they? I don't know. They two black guys. Oh, two African Americans. Look at them.
Yeah, that's all I know.
Crockett and Teps. I don't know, man. But I was like, come on, bro. So here he go. buddy hustling. That you already gonna get the practice on her, bro. You ain't got to try to put nobody in no situation.
Right.
And Rashad Ritchie, he was like, man, do you know in these times that we living in, what kind of situation that you could have put those guys in?
Yeah,
He like, man, you know how these police are so overzealous and gung ho. He's like, man, you could have got them killed.
Yeah,
killed for that lie. You hear me?
Yeah.
And here he go, buddy hustling and just rolling with it and whatever, And then the thing about it, if they really listen to the video, the girl who came over and approached the guys isn't his girlfriend.
Right.
She was put up to it by the manager's girlfriend.
Yeah.
She didn't want to go over there and say anything to him. That's why she's like, I don't know what's going on, but whatever. I would just ask for you to leave. And you don't understand what situation she's put in. She knows that the regional or area manager is this female's husband, So basically it's like,
go do it. Yeah.
Exactly. Come on, man. You're going to have a lot of people that don't want to get real with it and say that that's not what she's thinking. But that's probably what's going through her head.
Right.
And then the way that they resolved the situation, you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
The black girl, and then they said that the waitress had snatched the menus out their hands and really kind of, got real huffy with them.
Yeah.
They didn't fire the girl who went over there and said it. Oh, well, that's who they fired. They didn't fire his wife for snatching the menus or telling her to go over there and putting her up to doing it. The girl that went over there and said, well, they told me to ask you guys to leave. I don't know what's going on. They fired her.
They fired her.
Right.
Wow.
The district manager or the regional manager, he's still there and his wife's still there.
Wow. So she was damned if she did, damned if she didn't.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So ain't nothing changed with Denny's, bro. they still doing it like they used to do it. Right. Ain't nothing changed. I feel bad for them, man. You were like, damn, bro, come on, man. It's been just too many. I bet you we had time to Google how many situations of race has came into play or lawsuits against Denny's, bro. It is more than a couple. Yeah. But before we get out of here, man, so we could just break the monotony a little bit. We give them one of these old rounds that went now. We ain't did that in a while. I had something special on deck for him tonight. One of my favorite boxers, man, little man. We always make jokes about people having that little man's complex. Man, I wish we could have got off into like an MF man too, because but we'll get off into it next week, man. I'm trying to get my man to explain to me. I said, do we understand like what degree that is, like an MF or like on the stove? If you had like hot, extra hot, because Bernie Mac says it's like an adjective. It can be used as a pronoun.
Right.
I hit that mother. But I'm talking about the word just like used as like a level of. Like telling you like where something at, like assessment type word. You hear me? Like how hot it is. It's hot as a mother.
Hot as an ML.
So I was thinking about it. I was like, man, like words and stuff, man. Like, can you like some stuff would never be followed up by like a mug, Like earlier, man, when you had past gas up in here and had it stinking, bro. I wanted to tell you so bad. I was like, dang, my man done farted like a
behind the scenes,
man. Boy, you farted like a muffin. You know what I'm saying? What does that mean? Like little mama, you bald headed as a mother. like you fat as a mother. Like what is that level, man? I don't know what a MF is. You hear me?
Right.
So we gotta evaluate and figure that out next week, man. What level does that mean?
Matter of fact, if you got any ideas on what a MF is, drop a comment, man.
Like you see people on TV that's like bald head, man, like RuPaul or something. But when you just straight going for the juggler shots fired, if you say, "Little mama, you bald headed as a month," like past regular bald head, like is that the ultimate, bro? Like is a mother? What is that past?
It is
you'll
see MF past hell, dark as hell.
Like God, boy, your breath funky as a motherfucker. God, I don't know, man, but we're gonna figure out what level is the MF. But before we get out of here, y'all, we're gonna drive my man Darchinian, little man. He used to knock people out, pack a big punch, small, but I carry a big stick.
Right.
Yeah, man. So I used to like watching him. 112 pounds, $105 and a little bit of change, little bitty man. You hear me?
Yeah.
Started off his career 28-0 with 22 knockouts. And this night he met a guy by the name of Donaire. Had a real good fight. I think they said this guy was Filipino, but he packed a punch and they had a good fight. They had 2 fights, and this is the first one. So if you got a queued up field, roll it for him. Just to run, huh?
I said, yes, my man.
All right, just a round that went
Ladies
down, y'all.
and gentlemen, a very good evening to you, and welcome to the arena at Bridgeport, Connecticut, as we have a big night of World Championship Boxing coming your way, brought to you by Don King Productions and Showtime. Introducing to you first, the challenger on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red trunks with white trim, fighting out of San Leandro, California, by way of General Santos City, Mindanao in the Philippines. He weighed in at a ready 111 1/2 pounds with a record of 712 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign to the ring with 28 wins, no losses, 22 wins coming by way of knockout.
Incredible power, usually bail him out. And when he straightens out those lefts, the power is compounded like just now. Now Darchinian going to the right.
That was a counter left took a moment ago by Donaire. Every time Vic Darchinian kind of rushes in, he does get countered by Donaire, and that's an issue for him.
Donaire has more well-rounded skills than Darchinian. Darchinian usually just looks for that one punch to end it. He's kind of undisciplined, but it seems to work for him.
Well, you know, Vic Darchinian changes fighters. When they come in the ring, and he's right, once they've felt his power for the most part, Steve, they change. They can't use their skills. That hasn't happened yet to Nonito Donaire, but there's a good left hand by Darchinian.
Oftentimes, it's difficult to stay outside box move counter against Darchinian. You have to sort of get in his chest, push him back, make it messy, hook to the body. But that's easier said than done, because if you get inside and you feel his sting, it's very discouraging.
Now, to Donaire's credit, he has fought this whole fight for the most part at long range, used his jab and stayed there. And Vic has managed to get the straight left hand in from time to time, but I know not as much as he would want. So far, he hasn't hurt Donaire with that punch.
Donaire being extremely calm and patient here, waiting for his moments.
The other thing Donaire did a moment ago was he feinted Darchinian, and you saw Darchinian react.
Big straight left hand right on the button by Vic Darchinian. That nailed Donaire. Oh, there's a good left hand that staggered Darchinian. Remember, he's never been hurt or dropped in his career. Donaire sensing the moment. Darchinian battles back. Donaire marching forward. Pacing. It's another hard left hand to the chin by Donaire.
Ironic that a left hook has been the big weapon for Donaire. Surprising.
What a huge finish to round 3 for the challenger, Nonito Donaire. Very much, Jim. Boy, he made me nervous. They are two different kinds of fighters. Glenn Donaire, a face-first brawler, and Nonito more of a tactical technician.
And Nonito Donaire has some physical attributes, too, that his brother doesn't have. He's taller, he's got the reach, and he's a little bit bigger. And so all of that is troubling Vic Darchinian right now.
Darchinian came in thinking that Nonito was more of a threat, that he was better than Glenn, taking nothing away from Glenn's skills. Round 5 underway, scheduled for 12. IBF flyweight belt on the line. The champion Darchinian in the black, struggling a little bit with the challenger in the red, Nonito Donaire. Nice shot to the body there by Donaire.
Exactly, Steve. And the body work Donaire's done over the first 4.5 rounds could pay dividends later in the fight. Donaire thinks he'll own the later rounds. In his last 12-round fight, Donaire against Oscar Andrade won the last 3 rounds dramatically to win that decision. He feels he's going to be the stronger fighter in the later rounds.
And our panel of press row scores have it as a majority draw after 4 rounds.
I have a 39-37 as Sherman Cain does.
Sherman Cain from the Manchester Journal-Inquirer here in Connecticut. Mark Abrams, 15rounds.com. Jack Overmeyer from Boxing Digest. Coming up at the midway point of round 5.
There's the jab by Nonito Donaire working well.
Shooting it down for the first time. Struggling to get to his feet in terrible shape. It's all over. It's all over. Nonito Donaire has pulled off the monstrous upset.
The Third time.
Earlier, Donaire had started to land the counter left hand, and here it would come in dramatic fashion. Again, lunging in. He has not concerned about defense. You have to admire the courage of Darchinian and the will. As hurt as he was, trying desperately to get up and continue. And clearly we know he was hurt. And you see there, just not doing well. And from above, we get a chance to see how well that left hook landed. It was just a perfect counter left hook by Nonito Donaire. And, you know, we talked about how the left hook had been successful early in the fight and really was the surprise weapon tonight.
First time my man ever been down.
That change you. That'll change you right there.
Ooh-wee. Oh, man.
Yeah.
That night he had little man's complex. And if you don't like that, you don't like championship boxing.
No, sir.
Vic Darchinian against Donaire. That been our time, man. Yeah, we ran a little bit over, but who gives a damn? For my main man Phil, I'm your boy Mikey Justice, and we'll catch y'all in 7 of them. Peace.